Welcome back to Pandemic Legacy Season 1. This is the conclusion to March. Yes, we have Trevor currently sitting here with 5 yellow cards. Cobra 403, that's the yellow disease. That's the last disease we need to cure to win March. We have already eradicated the black disease, now called Zombie X. And we could have had 6 military bases put on the board as well, but we have 5. We don't need 6 because we only need to get 2 of 3 objectives. I don't think there's a bonus for getting all 3. I'm pretty sure there's not. So we just need to cure Cobra 403. So let's zoom down on Trevor and let's get him doing his actions. And because Trevor's a nice guy, he's going to do his first action by treating all of the Cobra 403 in Khartoum, which removes it all from the board. His second and third action, second action moving to Cairo, third action moving to Riyadh, the CDC, and for his fourth and final action, yes indeed, he will be discarding the 5 yellow cards that he's collected and curing Cobra 403. Alright, and he's curing Cobra 403, which means we have cured 3, we've eradicated 1, that was one of our objectives. So 1 objective met, eradicated Zombie X, and we've cured all 3. We have just won March. Holy. Okay, lots to be done at the end of a month when you win or lose. And looking at the back of our book here, we only had 2 funding. We're going to have 0 when we go into April because you lose 2. Okay, we've used Trevor, Vicky, Gwen, Nick, and we have a win. All right, let's figure out what we do next. All right, we successfully won March. So as I was saying, we had a win. When we come to April, we get 0 bonus cards. That might make it kind of nasty. All right, let's take a look at the stop deck because we have to follow a bunch of instructions here. Do not draw any more cards. Alright, at the end of your first game in March, before selecting your game and upgrades, open the following doors and then draw this card. Okay, so we're going to be looking at 21, 22. Alright, I have pre-ripped them open, but I have not looked at them. So we have 21 here, nothing underneath, and let's see what 21 has to say for itself. 21 is game and upgrades. Add these to the pool of upgrades available at the end of the game. Character upgrades. Local pressure. If you're in a military base, you may quarantine an adjacent city with a quarantine action. Ooh, that would be a good one to give Gwen or Nick. Probably Gwen. Formidable. You may use a city card from an adjacent city when building any structure. And veteran. You may take the military shuttle flight action. So we could, we could make Trevor, these are all so good, and we can, of course, only pick 2 of them. Ooh, okay, all right, we're just going to have to be a lot of brain burning. All right, 22, there's also nothing under 22 here, except for the card. So let's see what 22 has to say for itself. Game and upgrades. Add these to the pool of upgrades available at the end of the game. Starting military bases. Okay. Select the city currently containing a military base, add a starting military base sticker. Add a military base to every city with one of these stickies during the setup of all future games, and placing a starting military base sticker, place it close to the city. Also a very good idea. Alright, let me get out the rule book and start seeing what we want to do. I left the military bases on the board. I left our characters on the board. I guess we don't need to do that. They are basically, we've won, so we can take them off. Our CDCs we've left on there. We didn't build any more CDCs, but we've got a bunch. And we do have 5 military bases on there, so we could keep 1 at the start of our next game in April. Oh, man. I don't know. So many decisions. All right, let's take a look at the rule book and see what else we do for end of turn. Alright, just to refresh my memory, let's take a look at game end. You win as soon as you meet the necessary objectives. We did. Game ends immediately, even if in the middle of a player's turn, which we were, or outbreaks. There are many ways for the game to end. Okay, done. Immediately when the outbreak reaches a space. Okay, we lose. These are lose conditions. Win or lose, the group chooses 2 game end upgrades at the end of the game. If you win the game, you get the win bonus for the next month. This is described on cards in your Legacy deck. Let's take a look at the first, because I do believe we've now looked at 21-22, and then we draw this card. Okay, the card under it's do not draw. Draw this card just before you set up your first game in April. All right. What do we have on this one? We have a win bonus. Search this, scratch, oh God, not scratching these off. Scratch this bonus off if you win a game in March. Destroy this card at the end of April. Well, guess what? We're going to scratch that one off, and we have this one. Destroy this card at the end of March. March is over. We don't get this anymore. It is gone. I don't know why it's cathartic to just rip these cards up. But anyway, this is a legacy game, and this will never come back again, because next time we'll be doing April, which means... let me try and get this scratched off. We'll come back and take a look at it. Well, here's an interesting thing. This was just about impossible to scratch off, but I managed to scratch it off, but now I've scratched off lots of the wording, so I must make an assumption. I will look on the internet and figure out exactly what this is supposed to be. I do believe you add a military base, kind of like we added a CDC or something else. So for any game played in April, after setup and before the first turn begins, add scratched off, I think it's add a military base anywhere on the board. Pretty sure that's what this is. I will double check, but as you can see, man, this stuff is like just about impossible to scrape off. I don't know if anyone else has had that problem with these with this game, but man, oh man, that's brutal. All right, that's our bonus. I'm pretty sure add a military base anywhere on the board. All right, I will double check. I think that's what that is. All right, described in the cards. Like I said, you start your next game at the beginning of the next month, which we will. Your funding level is cut by 2 to a minimum of 0. You clearly have the situation in hand. So yeah, when we begin April, we get no bonus cards whatsoever. Record your new funding level. Yeah, 0. In either case, win or lose, choose 2 upgrades. Clear the board of all game pieces, discard all city cards, and playing the same months, blah, blah, blah. But we're not. We are going to be going into April. And so, game end upgrades. We have unfunded events. There are actually unfunded event stickers you can put on cards, and then the card itself can be used as an unfunded event or as the actual card. Oh, I don't know if we want to do that. Starting research stations. We could do the military starting research stations now. We could put a permanent military base on the board. I'm thinking of doing that. Character upgrades, positive mutations. It's also nice to put a positive mutation on Zombie X. Oh man. Okay. I have, and 2. You get 2. That's it. We should have got 3. Maybe if we had all 3 objectives completed, we get 3. But we only get 2 upgrades. And I am going to have to pull my hair out. I kind of want to put a permanent military base on Sao Paulo, just so we have something our military characters can jump back and forth from. We get to put a military base on the board anywhere for free at the start of the next month. So if we have a permanent one at Sao Paulo, we can put one somewhere else across the world. Maybe at Ho Chi Minh City or Manila or somewhere, Hong Kong. Might be a good idea, just so we can jump some characters back and forth. I don't know. Oh, let me come back in a minute or two with my decisions. Alright, so the 2 upgrades that I'm choosing, I am going to put a permanent military base in Sao Paulo, which was where we had one. So we're going to start our April game with a military base here, and of course all of our other CDCs in their permanent locations. And because we eradicated Zombie X, I am going to put on the common structure as well. You no longer need to be in a research station to discover a cure for the disease. We already have that for Molanpox, and now we have it for Zombie X. It's actually a good thing. You can cure them. You don't have to go to a CDC. Okay, I do believe that's it. I will, once again, double check this. I believe it's at a military base anywhere on the board. I will find that out. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Man, those are hard to scratch off. Nasty. Alright, we're going to zoom out and we're going to wrap up our playthrough of Pandemic Legacy Season 1 March. Alright, that's going to wrap up our playthrough of Pandemic Legacy Season 1 March. Wow, did that ever go well. I love the combination of Gwen and Vicky being co-workers, and I really like Nick's ability to just spend any card if he's on any structure and go anywhere in the world. Like, burn any card and go anywhere. That's really cool. And he can build any structure without spending a card, which is also extremely useful. So I think Nick's going to be hanging around for a while. And Trevor, our medic, Vicky. Yeah, I like the Trevor, Vicky, Gwen, Nick combo. That worked really well. I'll have to do some thinking for April, though, as to which characters we want to use. Those 4 seemed to work really well. Of course, I don't know what our objective's going to be for April, so that might be a bad combination. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, likes, dislikes, participation of any kind. Really appreciate it. Once again, Pandemic Legacy Season 1, March. When we come back to this next month or so, we'll be into April. Christmas is around the corner. I'm not sure if I'm going to be taking some time off or pumping out another playthrough series. It's going to be getting kind of busy. If you celebrate Christmas, then you know it gets busy. If not, well, then it's just another vacation period for some people. So I am not sure. If you see another series starting up within a day or two, then yes, of course, I will be doing another one. If not, I will be returning then after Christmas time. I don't know, 27th, 28th, somewhere in there with the beginning of another series. Once again, thanks so much for watching along, and we'll see you in the next playthrough series.